welcome back to my channel. Hope everybody is staying safe and healthy out there, not getting too bored from being stuck in the house. I know we're going a little stir crazy around here, but I thought I would craft my stash today, see what we could come up with. So today we're going to be doing 3 different DIYs, and on each of the DIYs that I'm going to make, I'm going to use the same materials, but we're going to come up with 3 different products. So hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully you enjoy what I come up with. Hopefully it all works out. So let's get to crafting. Before you leave, make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the little bell right next to it so that you will be notified anytime I upload a new video, and make sure to hit the like button. That will help my channel to grow. If you enjoy my DIYs and love it when I upload a new video, share it with your friends who like to craft as well. So that way I can make lots more friends. This has been a lot of fun for me, and I hope you guys are enjoying it. Let's get busy. These are the 3 items we will be making in this Craft It 3-Way challenge. Our host this month is Kat with According to Kat, and the co-host is Casey at Coffee with My Sunshine. Alright, we are going to get started on this cute little sign. This is one of the 8x10 canvases from the Dollar Tree, and you are going to have the joy of watching me struggle to get these staples out. I forgot until after I had already filmed this video that I have this little staple puller tool. So next time I make a DIY with one of these, I'm going to try it and see if it works a little bit better than being on the struggle bus with my needle nose pliers and everything else I can find to try to pull these out. I think in a minute I finally just give up and just rip the canvas off and leave what staples didn't come out easily in the back of the canvas, because you're not going to see them anyways. Okay, finally got that out. I feel like I've had my cardio for the day. Now I'm going to rip off the rest of what was left of the canvas, and I'm going to cover my work surface. I'm going to take some brown chalk paint, and I'm going to mix it with just a little bit of water, and that's what I'm going to use as my stain today. I just didn't feel like getting the stain out, so I thought I'm going to take it the easy way out so that this will be a little bit quicker, so I don't have to struggle with getting the lid off of the stain after pulling those staples. So we're just going to paint this on, and then once I get it painted on, I'm going to kind of wipe over it with a paper towel just to create a kind of fake stain. Okay, now that we've finished wiping that down, I'm going to get my jumbo craft sticks, and I believe I got these at Hobby Lobby, and they fit perfectly on the back of that 8x10 canvas. So I laid out, I believe it was 10 of them, and I'm just going to paint the front side of those with some white chalk paint. And I'm just using a little, it's like a little dental sponge, I believe. Those just actually work really easy. You can buy a large box of them for like, I think it's like $8 or $10. It wasn't a lot, and you get like 100 or 200 of them in a box. So they just go a lot farther than the sponge paintbrushes do. And I thought, since I'm just going to be doing small little paint jobs here and there, it's not like it has to be anything fancy. So that's what I decided to go with. Now I'm going to go back and kind of touch up the ones that the paint wasn't on there super thick. Now if you wanted to leave it kind of distressed looking, you wouldn't have to go back and do that, but I just kind of touched up any spots that it was a little thin. Now I'm going to take some of the beads from the Dollar Tree, and these were just a very small little bead, and I'm just going to paint them. They were colored and I wanted them to look more like wood, which they are wood, but they're painted. So I wanted them to look like the wood color. And you can also get these from Amazon that are just the natural wood, but I just wanted to try to go with more of a Dollar Tree theme for the day, just so that it would be a little bit cheaper. The ones from Amazon actually end up being as cheap as the one from the Dollar Tree, okay, but if you don't have those to the side already on hand, I put a little bit of that dark, then you hate to order from Amazon right now until all of this effect, but I'm going to scoot those over to the side and let them dry. So, and then I'm going to take my hot glue gun, and you could use E6000, you could use wood glue, whatever floats your boat, and I'm going to lay those on there just so I can make sure that they're kind of right where I want them to be as I'm gluing them on. And then I'm just going to pull up one at a time, put my glue down, and just make sure on this part that you're not putting the glue super close to the edge of the frame, because on this one, when I did flip it over, the glue had kind of seeped in on the front of the craft stick just a little bit. So just be careful of that. You might put it just a little bit farther out, or not a huge blob of glue. That's just kind of my little tip for the day. Then you're going to get them all glued down. And look how cute that looks. It kind of looks like a faux shiplap in a miniature version. I just thought it was so cute. So now I'm going to take some tape and wrap it around the end of my twine, and I'm going to pull all of those beads off of, that was just on a little bamboo skewer. That was the easiest way I could find to paint them and not have them rolling all over the place. I'm struggling with getting a few of them off because the paint dried them to the skewer. Okay, so you're just gonna load those on your twine, and you can put as many or as few as you want. You could do more than this. I just kind of wanted the corner covered just a little, just to kind of give it that farmhousey look. And then I'm going to wrap the twine around to the back side and glue it on. Put a little bit of glue over the top, and that's all you have to do. I kind of was fiddling with my placement just a little because I wanted to make sure it kind of laid in a cute little angle. So I'm going to glue that down, and I'm going to trim off the extra. You wouldn't have to do that, but I just thought so it wasn't flopping around. And then I'm taking a sawtooth hanger. Since this is so lightweight, I'm literally just putting a little bit of glue on it, and it has held that sign perfectly once I put it on the wall. So just trying to make it sure it's dry before I flip it over so it doesn't stick to my paper. And here I'm just going to hand letter this. You can hand letter, you can use a Cricut, you can use the carbon paper or faux carbon paper technique where you print it off with your printer, you scribble on the back side of the paper, and then you trace over it, and it will leave your lead lines so that you can see. You can put any saying you want. You could hot glue one of those cute little windmills from the Dollar Tree to this. I mean, like, the possibilities are endless. I just thought with all that's going on right now, this would be such a cute little bathroom sign, since we're all super duper needing to keep our hands clean right now. So this is just a reminder to my kids. Wash yo hands. And this, I just used a little paint pen. You can use chalk paint, you know, you can use whatever you want. This was just a paint pen that I had, and I thought with this little lettering, it just worked easier for me than using an actual paintbrush. And I'm kind of going back and thickening up one side of the letter just so that it makes it look a little bit cuter. Alright, and that's it for this sign. Now we're going to go on to our little tray. So again, you get the pleasure of watching me struggle to get this canvas off. I wish I would have thought to use that staple puller, and I cannot believe I did not think of that. But this one, I was actually not struggling too bad, like the staples were coming out, and then I got to the end and then it went downhill. It was like, nope, you thought this was going to be easy. Tricked you. Not happening. So cut out the rest of me struggling, and this one was a little bit rougher than most of them are, so I did take my sanding sponge from the Dollar Tree and just kind of sanded down the rough edges just a little bit. And I did the same technique here where I took some of the brown chalk paint mixed with a little bit of water, painted over it, and then wiped it back down with a paper towel. I did do some awesome videography here and cut most of it out of the shot, so I apologize, but it will get better. I promise. And now that we have finished our faux staining, we are going to do the same thing that we did on the last one, where we are going to line up our 10 jumbo popsicle sticks and we're going to glue them on. This time, because it did seep out just a little bit on the last one, I was a little bit more careful. I put the glue just a little farther out, and this time I did not have that problem with the glue coming through to the tray side. So cute. It kind of gives that faux shiplap look again. I'm going to take some of my nautical rope from the Dollar Tree, and I just kind of held it up there to see kind of how long I wanted my little handles to be, and then I cut the other one the same length, and then I just put a little bit of hot glue on the side there and held it into place for a minute. And then I put the other side down with some more hot glue, and then did the same thing to the other end. And it made such a cute little tray. It's not very big, but it is so cute just to have like a little candle on, or you know, just whatever you want to place on it. It looked really cute when I put it on my table. All right, now we're gonna go on to our plant stand. Struggle bus number 3. Let's get some more staples out. I did find a smaller screwdriver at this point, so it did help a little bit, but I still struggled with those. So if you have any tips for getting those out, please let me know in the comments below, because I struggled with all 3 of these. I did get most of these out. I think there was still 1 or 2 left in this one though. As you can see, I brought all the tools out. I brought the tiny screwdriver, I brought the big long screwdriver, the needle nose pliers, oh look, all of them came out. Oh, nope, still had 1 left. In this one, I'm going to use those same jumbo popsicle sticks, but I'm turning them and using them the long way, and it only takes 5 of them to cover this one. This is one of the small frames. I believe it's like a 4x6 or something like that. 6x8 maybe. And I go ahead and stain it with my chalk paint mixture and water, just like I did on the other 2. So basically you're making the same product, but you're just changing up a few little things about it to make it something that is used for something completely different. And I hope you guys have enjoyed these today. Like I said, I was trying to think of something that would be cute but still be super easy and use the same materials. And once we finish staining, we're going to do the same thing where we paint the popsicle sticks. And all I did with the popsicle sticks is held them up there and cut the ends off with a pair of scissors. I was just really careful with the scissors, and that way it didn't bust them, but they cut relatively easy. And I'm just taking the white chalk paint and painting over these. On this one, since you were going to see the sides of the popsicle sticks, I did paint the top and all of the edges, just so there wouldn't be a raw edge sticking out there. And I'm going back over each of these just to make sure it has a good thick coating of paint, since I will have a plant sitting on top of it. I thought that way if any water were to leak out of the bottom of the plant, it would at least have a little bit better coating. And these are wooden doll heads that I found at Hobby Lobby. And all I did is they only have a hole on one side of them, and I took the side that had the hole on it and hooked it to the other side that had the hole, and that way they're rounded on both sides. You don't see the hole at all. And I took my little stain mixture and just painted it on pretty thick, and then just kind of blotted it back off with the paper towel. I wasn't very rough with these because since it is wood, the glue doesn't hold it together super great, but it holds it together well enough that as long as you're not twisting on it, it stays together just fine. So I got those all stained, and then while I was letting those dry, I glue the popsicle sticks down to the frame. Again, I just took hot glue and I just kind of spaced them out just a little bit, and I actually kind of wish I had just used 4 and gave them a little bit bigger of a gap. I think it would have looked cuter, but I did 5 instead and just did a smaller little gap, but that way I guess nothing can really fall through. And now I'm going to take my little doll heads. You could also use wooden beads. These are just something I had on hand, and they actually worked really well and looked really cute. So they were a little bit taller than my beads were. And they worked super great, and they looked decorative. And they were really strong. I mean, they held up my plant, and my plant had, you know, potting soil and water and everything in it. It was a glass pot. I just made sure when I was gluing those on, I put a little bit of extra glue on the inside corners just to give it a little bit of extra strength. As you can see, I'm kind of going back here and putting a, sorry for my head being in the shot,